Well, this is James's breakfast for today. It's a couple hard-boiled eggs and some tomatoes, kale nuggets, garlic toast, and honey mustard dip and cucumber juice with some ginger in it, and grapes for dessert. And I'm having the cucumber juice with this. I've already drank that much of the pitcher, and I'll drink the rest. It's Isagenix Amptidrate. And I would really recommend this. If you get, James doesn't care for it so much, but I do, and I go through a lot of cucumbers this way. So, the thing is with the cucumbers, and sometimes you'll get lettuce and stuff that's bitter, and you don't want to eat it. You get this lettuce home or cucumbers and you're like, oh man, because you think it looks beautiful in the store or when you're growing it, whatever, and you think, I'm going to have some delicious, juicy lettuce or cucumber. And then it turns out it's terrible. Anyway, mix it with some Amptidrate, and it's fine, because this stuff's a bit sweet and it doesn't taste good on its own, just mixed with water, but it tastes great with cucumber and okay with lettuce. Lettuce juice never tastes good, but the cucumber, I can easily go through a whole pitcher of this. So I'm very tired. Yesterday we went out James is going to the university because he thought he had a Russian class starting, but it turns out that he signed up for it for starting in July for the summer. So anyway, so we went there, and he still wanted to look stuff up on the internet and stuff, and I was going to be looking stuff up, but then he decided, oh well, let's go. So I stopped doing that, but then he ran into somebody to talk to about something. I don't know what it was. I think the guy did like some sort of astrobiology. Honestly, I have no idea what that could even be, and I think it had something to do with magnetism by the sounds of things, but I was really tired. I'd woken up at 4:30 like usual, and this was an evening class that James had thought he was going to have. And so then, I don't know, they talked for like a couple hours, and maybe more than that. We didn't end up leaving until 10:30 or something at night, and that's way too late for me. And plus I was already sore and tired. And anyway, so I'm pretty tired now. I tried to sleep in more this morning, but I'm not really good at the sleeping in. Once the sun's awake, and especially when it's a beautiful sun like this. I mean, this is the kind of day that, what a waste that I was up last night late, because now I'm not going to be able to get a lot done. And this is the kind of day that you can get a lot done in. So, what a junk waste of my time, going to the university and sitting and waiting. And I do a lot of that. And yes, I had reading material, because they're giving away, I guess they're renovating or something, so they're offices. So they're clearing out their offices and giving away loads of books. So I picked out 3 books on astronomy. And I was also, while I was there, I was reading a few, like a couple biology texts that were there. But anyway, but I'm not built to be up at night. I can't do that. So I should be out weeding the garden today and stuff like that. And this is just a waste of my time. Now I'm going to be just wiped out and zombie all day. Useless. Anyway. So, I'm going to talk about this book. It might take me a little longer than usual because I'm really tired. This came from the Crow's Nest Pass Municipal Library for me, so thank you very much, Crow's Nest Pass. And this this kind of bothers me. There's some interesting enough uses for things to keep yourself busy with. But honestly, I mean, I don't think there's anything in here that you'd really want to keep. Like there's one, this is shown on the back too, the Pop-Up Flowers book, which looks impressive, but I don't believe that that would fold down and hide in the book. So the kind of thing, pop-ups, what makes them so exciting is that it's a surprise, right? You open it up and you don't think anything's there, and then, oh, look, great big surprise. But if it's like the book has to stay closed like that because there's a whole bunch of junk stuff in there, that's not really, I don't know. Anyway, but there's some things like this Winter Village scene, that one would work out okay, I guess. And I don't know. But yeah, I just don't believe that people would really want to save these things that they're making. Some of them look nice, like the artichoke or whatever, but I mean, some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. These covered buttons that you're covering with paper, and it's like, yeah, you can't wash them, so what's the point? Get some fabric. I do like the pineapple. Anyway. So what bothers me about this is people are throwing away books, and it's disturbing because we're going to lose everything. It's people think, well, you don't need to save books because they take up so much space, and you're probably only going to read them once, and most people will not read them. So at all. So why bother with them, right? And I say, a book like this, yes, why bother with this? This is really, it's only useful for me to use to show you how disturbing it is that this is what people think should be done with books now. I went to a garage sale, this was years ago, and I mean, Wikipedia had already been big, I guess, and has satisfied people's needs for encyclopedia kind of information. So anyway, I went to this garage sale, and they had a beautiful Encyclopedia Britannica set that they were giving away, and she was trying to, like, I was looking at it, and she was kind of trying to sell me on it because she really wanted me to take it, and she's like, but I mean, it was free. But she said, you know, there's a lot of people that are making greeting cards and stuff like that by cutting them up and this and that. And so, I mean, you can always cut it up. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to use it as an encyclopedia set. Honestly, like, I don't need to turn on the computer. Like, I don't have internet anymore, but at the time I think I did still. But I don't need to turn on the computer. Even if I had the internet, I don't need to turn it on to look something up that would take me 2 seconds just to flick open a book that is on the shelf, you know. And Encyclopedia Britannica, it should be sitting on the shelf, and so should a really good dictionary and whatever, right? Like, books have value. And even if you don't think that they will right now, you know, if I were a millionaire, what I would do is, the libraries, and a lot of libraries are dumping books right now, but, and have been for years. I would accept those books and store them in sea cans out in, say, 1-4, because nobody wants to live in 1-4, and it's really dry. I think they'd be safe there for 100 years. And then when we lose all of the information because somebody targets internet information and blows it all out, so we don't have access to it anymore.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Jeez.
Oh, it's going to happen. Then at least I have the good old backup of actual books, right?
Yeah, there are people out there that actually want to do that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Most people won't even care. They'll be bothered by, wait a minute, I can't hook up my Facebook thing to take a picture of my meal or whatever. And that'll be about it.
So they'd start caring when everything would crash.
Yeah, because it won't be just information like I'm really not useful right now, but stuff, knowledge in general that will be lost. It'll be people's bank accounts and stuff like that, information. So people will have nothing.
Yeah, there are probably people working on it right now.
Yeah.
There are some nasty people out there like Julian Assange. Nasty.
Cucumber with ginger in yours. Because I thought you'd want the ginger. I didn't ask
I
you.
hope there's not a lot.
Oh, it's like yesterday. That's what you wanted yesterday. That's what I gave you today. But yeah, Now, I'm not saying that this book should be cut up. Not yet. But when the library discards it because they realize it's absolutely useless, then that's a good book to cut up to do the art in that book with. Because that's about all this book is useful. You want some of my cucumber?
No.
Okay.
I just gotta try to keep that down.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to convince James to watch American Vandal season 1 today because I thought it was so funny. I especially liked the part that I just showed James, the first episode. It's in the first episode. And, well, both of my favorite parts are actually in the first episode. It's the one where the little old lady is sitting there saying, I had to drive home with a penis on my car. And she was like, and the neighborhood children saw it and all this stuff. And I don't understand what's so exciting about penises anyway. That was good. But my favorite part was when he was talking about how he wants to, like, he at first he thought being expelled would be fine. He'd just get to sit at home and, smoke pot, whatever. And then he got lonesome at home. And he said, he was talking about how there's nothing on TV during the day. It's just all of those one-name shows like Ellen and Tyra and Maury. And then he says, and, I wanted to go to college, like Boulder College with his girlfriend who's really smart and he's not. And so that he wanted to graduate and go to college. And then... I
presume he meant university, like Boulder University in Colorado.
Yeah, whatever. With his girlfriend. And then he said, I wanted to go to college, and then after that, go work in a snowboard shop up north, right? So he didn't even, he wanted to do engineering or something. He didn't even have really a solid idea of what he wanted to do. He just wanted to be with his girlfriend, really. And then he wanted to go work in a snowboard shop. But it's all over now, right? And it's like, okay, but you could just go work in a snowboard shop because you definitely don't need... Anyway, so, and then he's talking about how his girlfriend, and he could have a long-distance relationship with her. But that she'd probably just leave him, and he'd end up having to jerk himself off anyway. And then, either way, whether she stayed with him and they had a long-distance relationship, or she broke up with him. And So yeah, it was a really funny interview. But I would highly recommend that show. And I would highly recommend Amped Hydrate Isogenics powder for your cucumber juice. And I would not recommend this book.